What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My friend and Kid here, back again. And today, guys, we're gonna check out some video called 8 Most Shocking Animal Attacks Caught on Camera. And sometimes it's sad to see these things, you know. But then there's sometimes these animal attacks that are caught on camera. Let's make no mistake about it. The humans put themselves in these situations, or they provoke this animal, and this animal is telling you, yo, back the hell up from me, or I'm gonna come at you. Back up, or I'm gonna dig in your ass, or I'm gonna scratch your ass, I'm gonna bite your asshole off, you know, stuff like that. Sometimes it's like y'all got this coming to you. Hopefully this ain't too much like that. But sometimes these animals sometimes they enter into territories they don't belong. They get scared, so they lash out, and people get hurt. That's how it is sometimes. But let's check this out. This being 8, we may we just gonna watch the whole thing. I usually break this up. It's from Top Trending. But here we go. Now,
panic sparked among the locals of a Maharashtra village in April 2014 when a lost and agitated leopard entered their small town and began attacking the residents. The forest department managed to chase the big confused cat as it darted into a home in the small town. The video shows the leopard racing through the top of the house and climbing onto the roof. Once outside, the leopard must have realized what a terrible mistake it had made and began lashing out.
I've seen this on Animal Planet.
After which the leopard makes a daring escape.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
back alley.
Enters territory it don't belong.
Was forced out of its usual territory due to an illegal deforestation operation that had been happening in the area.
See that?
And in a
see
moment
that
of panic, the leopard
Whose
ran
fault
into
is
the
that?
village.
Whose
Luckily,
fault
the
is
forest
that?
department was able to subdue the leopard before it caused any major harm.
That?
And they were able to
fault?
safely relocate it back into the forest. On April 13th, 2009, a woman jumped a fence at the Berlin Zoo, entering the polar bear enclosure during their feeding time. Once inside, the woman did the worst thing possible and began thrashing about, drawing attention to herself, which of course the hungry bears came to investigate. Luckily, after multiple attempts, rescuers were able to pull the woman out of the water and to safety, and just in the nick of time too, because just as they began to pull her to safety, the bears started clawing at her back. Even after severe questioning, the police still do not know why the woman felt the need to jump into the polar bear enclosure. However, they did issue her a citation for trespassing. At least she'll have a cool story about how she got those scars.
My ass!
In October of 2014, another person jumped the fence at a zoo and entered an animal enclosure. But unlike the woman previously mentioned, he had an excuse. He was drunk. The man, while in a drunken stupor, saw a tiger in its enclosure and decided he needed to get a closer look. And just like Ron Burgundy, he immediately regretted his decision. The man, so riddled with fear, curled up into a ball while onlookers watched as the tiger slowly circled in on him. According to many bystanders, the tiger only became agitated when people began throwing stones at it. Once the tiger reached the young man, he pounced him. Unfortunately, this story does not have a happy ending. Before the rescue crew could reach the man, he was mauled to death. If staring face to face with a tiger doesn't faze you, then perhaps having a stare down with 2 lions will, which is exactly what 22-year-old mentally unstable drug addict Tung Wo-chan did. While in a full business suit, the man hopped into the lion's den at a Taipei, Taiwan zoo, took off his jacket, and started waving it about like a matador. Fortunately, unlike the previous story, the lions were unable to harm the man since the zoo staff tranquilized them without causing any harm. Afterward, Wo-chan was able to be saved unharmed and placed into a court-mandated rehab. Today, Wo-chan is clean, completely off of his illegal mind-altering drugs, and given legal mind-altering drugs that help him get a handle on his mental disabilities. This goes to show, even when you are totally out of your mind, there's still hope. A Russian trainer and his trained circus brown bear are brought onto
no
a live
such thing as
television show
trained,
where the host
man.
was supposed to interview the trainer about his day-to-day life as a bear trainer. But as fate would have, or as the bear wanted to have it, that was not
Why
the
are
case.
you in a
Because
karate
no
gi
matter
as
how
well?
you think you've trained a wild and deadly animal, it only takes a single innocent mistake to cause them to snap.
that bear.
After
Oh!
the bear and his trainer are brought onto the stage, the trainer begins to display how kind and lovable the bear really
Yeah,
is. While the bear was hugging his owner, the TV host came up from behind and took a seat. When the bear turned back from the hug, it was so startled by the hostess that it attacked her. The attack lasted nearly a full minute, while the trainer and the show producer desperately tried to pull the bear off. The host somehow managed to survive, receiving only minor injuries. During a festival in Kerala, India, an elephant and a series of trained elephants lost his temper and started trampling his trainer.
No.
At first, everything seemed to be going fine, but as the parade went on later into the night, the elephants became less and less at ease. Eventually, the elephant couldn't take it anymore.
No.
The rampage started with the elephant knocking everyone off of its back and right in front of his feet, which is when he began to trample them. Luckily, most were able to get away without being crushed by 13,000 pounds of pure elephant rage. However, two riders were not so fortunate and had to undergo nearly 2 full minutes of bone-breaking torture before the elephant stopped. Of the 2 men trampled, one died instantly, and the other survived with severe injuries. It is not known for sure what exactly caused the elephant to snap.
and it pushed
Since it had
over
performed in
other-
many shows
what the
before.
hell?
Could it have been the large screaming crowd? Or the
yeah, I
group
don't know.
riding his
Maybe it
back
was-
a bit too kicky, or perhaps he just needed a long overdue vacation.
I don't know. Just
During a routine
I've
stunt
seen
show,
this
an
too.
Indian stunt artist and
seen
daredevil
this
is
too.
performing a routine
I've seen this
stunt
on
for an
Animal
audience.
Planet.
The routine that was
Where
supposed to be
he
performed
sticks
is
his
for
hand
the
in
crazy
the-
stuntman to stick his hands and head into the mouth of an alligator.
and he bites.
In
Watch
this
this.
specific stunt, the
Watch
man
this.
would swipe his hand through the open space of the alligator's jaws, and as he swipes his hand through, he will quickly tap on its lower jaw. The alligator would then close its mouth,
Watch
making
this.
it appear as though the gator attempted to bite his hand, leaving the whole audience speechless as they marvel at his daring stunts. However, one of the performers, the alligator, decided to improvise.
No, that's not
this
true.
time, when the stuntman passed his hand through the jaws, the gator slammed its powerful jaws down on his hands. And then, to make matters worse, the gator started
doing a
performing
death
his
roll.
own stunt. This one is gruesomely called the death roll. It is the act of thrashing and violently rolling about while holding on to your prey. In the end, the gator stole the show, as well as the stuntman's right arm.
first of all,
In April of 2008,
I'm-
while
I'll
filming
tell-
a promotional
I know that
video
one.
at
I'll
the
talk about
Predators in
that one.
Action facility, Hollywood stunt actor Stephen Miller was attacked and killed by a 4-year-old grizzly bear named Rocky, who was best known for his appearance as Dewey the Killer Bear in the movie Semi-Pro. Stephen Miller was asked to participate in a film shoot for an advertisement where he would wrestle Rocky the Bear. Although Stephen Miller had not been involved in training Rocky, Miller agreed to the request because he was an experienced trainer and had also previously worked with Rocky. This unfortunate incident was the second time Stephen Miller and Rocky had worked together. The first time being when Miller acted as a stunt double for Will Ferrell and wrestled with Rocky. During the shoot, Rocky was supposed to imitate attacking Miller. Turns out Rocky was more of a method actor, and after a few takes, the bear grabbed Stephen by the neck and pulled him under. One of the bear's bites punctured Stephen Miller's arteries. He bled out before the paramedics could
God
arrive.
damn! God damn! The power! The power! How quick that was! You saw how quick that was? Did y'all see how quick that was? Just how quick that was. Okay, alright. First of all, I said I wanted to talk about the gator one, right? Okay. What happened was, if you go to Animal Planet and watch it, the man talks about what happened. When he did the trick, what happened now, if you look inside a gator's mouth or a crocodile mouth, when they have their mouths open like that, they're just absorbing energy. However, a gator's mouth is so sensitive. Anything that's snapping down. What happened was, the man did not wipe his hand fully, so a drip of water dripped and snapped, and that gator went into the death roll, and the guy didn't lose his arm, but you could see it was about to be ripped off. But that's just how quick and powerful that gate that smack, and it'll end it. These attacks are a little unpredictable. They focus on a little bit of an unpredictability because of the fact that a lot of these happen with trained animals. But let's make something perfectly clear. Even the best trainers will let you know that these are still wild animals, and their animal instincts will kick in, and especially predators. You saw it with a lot of bears and lions, mostly bears. But that woman, she came up slowly behind that bear. So the bear got scared, like, yo, what the hell? So it lashes out. It's kind of like, oh, what are you doing? Like, that's like anybody. Like, you see somebody kind of creeping up behind you, and you react. Yo, what the? That's how you're gonna react. But a lot of these people are stupid. Jumping into the enclosures of these animals. That woman who jumped into the polar bear enclosure. Woman was on drugs. She had to been on drugs. She gonna jump into a enclosure of a polar bear and swim around and splash and thinking what? This bear can't get in the water. These bears swim miles in water if they need to. They love the water. Stupid. And that other guy from Taiwan that got bit by the lions, that guy was on drugs too. I've seen that one too. He's okay now, but yeah, he was on mental drugs and stuff. It's just stuff like that. Like, ones I hate are the ones where with the kids, where these kids fall into these enclosures. It's like, well, parents ain't watching your kids. It's stuff like that. It's like, wait, what? The guy, that drunk guy, that's messed up though. The drunk guy who got into because he wanted to see the tiger closer. He was drunk. So he drunk, and that's what happens. He died. You can see that tiger mauled him to death. And the last one that they showed, the elephant, that's another one that really kind of bugs me is a little bit, because in that part of the world, and it looked like somewhere in India and stuff, the elephant is revered as a godlike animal, and it's true. A lot of India and Thailand, those are like sacred animals. But this is a sacred animal that is weighing over a ton, and if it don't want you on its back, get off of me. And when elephants attack, be somewhere else, because as you know, if you've ever seen an elephant attack you, they don't just hit you with their trunk. What they are trying to do is crush you. They'll push their head, all that weight on their head, and they'll crush you with it. You ever seen the one with the guy, the elephant that went berserk in Hawaii, that got gunned down, sadly? Yeah, you saw what happened to that. Just, they will crush. It's like crush. It's like crushing a walnut, like with a nutcracker. Crack. They will crush you. And they'll stomp you to death too but yeah, like, it's not cool to, we don't know really what, the guy's right, we don't know what, maybe it's just too many people, and the elephant got agitated and was like, hey, I don't like this, whatever. But sometimes this stuff happens, and it's sad, people get hurt. But then there's sometimes where I've always said it, like, some of these people are stupid too, because they bring it on themselves. They want to jump into the enclosures of these animals and get a better look and things like that, and it's stupid. You're on drugs. I'm trying not to be funny, but it's like, you're on drugs. You gotta be on some kind of drug or drunk out of your wit. The first one we saw with that leopard, how'd that happen? That happened because of man. You saw it, a legal deforestation, and you ran it out of its habitat, so it ran into this small town, got scared, lashed out. That's what happens. So that is why it is always still, no matter what, we're still seeing this to this day, guys, is where these animals are coming into human territory, or just and or especially what they're not supposed to be, and it's because of man, because they want to chop down this area and chop down that. Population's growing, and it's just like that's gonna happen, and especially in kind of rural areas like that, these people should kind of expect that. But this is a leopard, and a leopard are very nocturnal animals. They are very elusive, but so whenever you see a leopard in the daytime, that's rare, and it's you don't want to be near it. And that leopard, look at that leopard, bust through the roof and came out and was attacking people, but is scared. I hope you guys learned something from this video, guys. It's just be careful, and just when something says they're trained, let's make no doubts about it. They ain't trained. They still have their animal instinct, especially predators, bears and tigers and lions, leopards, any kind of animal that will attack just like that because something happened to them. Maybe people are taking pictures and it's flashing and they don't want that. It's their means to like, hey, I don't like this. That's why I always wish we did like have the gift of the Beastmaster, like with these trained animals, we can hear what they're saying, like, hey, look, I don't want to be here, like, get me out of here. I wish we could have that. That'd be cool. Just saying. Hope you guys enjoyed.